And we might need to be able to break this shit down.
So how long y'all plan on like being on here tonight? Like,
We already on this motherfucker tonight. We're gonna try to keep it at 30 minutes, man, because it's part 1 of 5. I mean, it's 1 through 5 of 50, so we're gonna have to boom, 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 run through.
Yeah, let's do 30 for sure. Come out.
Yeah.
Well, we're already live. If y'all don't know, all right, let's run it. Hold on, boom, boom, boom.
When they live.
Y'all know we some rookies, man. Shit, we just getting this shit started.
You got this banner on here still.
Yeah, boom, let's go. Yo, what's happening, man? Y'all know what time it is, man.
I've been wishing I could give y'all more content.
Yo,
But my
what's going
time
on?
keeps
What's
on
going on,
slipping.
Yo, man. You already know what time it is. We live, man.
Why the hell you
Word
in
up,
this
these
podcast
guys,
with no shows,
Can y'all hear me?
projects? I've been
Word
looking on your
up, you
page.
nature.
I even stopped by your place trying to
back.
make sure you
Yeah,
ain't up
we
in
can
that
hear
bike shit. And why the fuck you ain't ghost on your bros? You need to stop that. My top back cruising down 95. I put my
Had
windows
one of the
down,
worst
trying to clear my
weekends
mind.
ever.
These motherfuckers ain't no
One
worry
of the
about their
worst
own shit.
weekends ever,
Instead, I
man.
always trying to snoop and get buried in mine. Look,
Work.
the truth is what I want to heard is very divine.
You
These
know how
young
that shit
punks ain't got a
go.
clue how to carry a grind. They rather act cool, but beware of the signs.
What y'all sipping on tonight?
Send me cash apps. Po.
What you call it? Some bee water. Yeah.
Yo. What it do this?
Yo, what's good, man? We live, man. It's Word on the Street podcast. It's your boy D Major.
It's your boy Doe, man, aka Had It. Ain't got it no more, man. AKA Mr. Damn. AKA Mr. City Mike, man, aka Mr. Ill Will Studios, aka Mr. She Was Mine, She Ain't Mine No More, aka Mr. She Was Yours, She Ain't Yours No More, aka Mr. Drink All Day. Let's ride, baby. What's happening?
That's right, baby.
Your boy Champagne Shiner in the building, aka the #1 Shiner, aka Baltimore's finest, aka Your Highness, aka I'm honest.
Let's go.
Yo,
Let's go.
You about to put out a song, nigga?
Okay.
They ain't ready for that one.
Let's
Yo,
go,
bro,
man.
No, it's your boy Black Raindrop. Mr. Do what the fuck I want to do. Mr. Drawny Apparel. Let's get it.
Let's ride.
Man. We got an episode for y'all tonight, man.
Yeah, this is D Major, aka. How you gonna try to slip out, man?
Yeah. It's your boy D Major, man, aka the man with the plan, producer of all lands.
Let's
I
go.
always got the toboggan on with the gold chain, man.
Let's go.
Not with the gold chain.
Let's go.
They ain't got on no chains right now.
Let's go.
Gold chain, man. See, man.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Gold chain.
Just a little something. Ain't no Cuban in that.
I got a
Yeah,
couple
I'm
of
talking
them too. Well, I got a couple of them.
I like to keep a little low profile, man. Ain't gotta have that major, man.
Need some of that bread you're talking about, man. But yeah, man. So we got 5 viewers right now, man. That's probably the most we'll have tonight. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's ride, man. So Reesa Teesa.
Yeah, Reesa
Teesa. And if y'all don't know who Reesa Teesa is, I'm pretty sure most of y'all do. But if you don't know who Reesa Teesa is, it's the chubby girl on TikTok who has a 50-part I don't know if you want to call it a series of 50 parts or some shit. And what she's doing, she's explaining to us how she met this guy and how it all went bad for her. And yeah, let's get into it, man. Word on the Street podcast, man. Reesa Teesa edition.
Apparently, I've been living under a rock because I ain't never knew who she was till y'all told me that's who we gonna be discussing. So a lot of people already knew. I seen she got all the millions of followers and all that.
Yeah. Apparently she been living under a rock too, man.
She is the Rock.
She is the Rock.
She is the Rock. What the hell?
Shout out to Reesa Teesa, man. Reesa Teesa, call me, man. I got a little something for you.
Yeah,
Between me and you, I got a little something for you.
She been living under more than a rock. She
I know.
looks like she been living under a rock and
A hard place.
Yeah, y'all was just about to say a hard place. She in between it. She under
a
it.
bunch of snacks and a bunch of like
Bro,
cheesecake,
he about to kill me. He about to kill me with this. All right,
Snickers, like Snickers, a bunch of candy, a bunch of ho-hos, a bunch of candy.
like,
Twix.
Twinkies.
Get your jokes out, man. Get your jokes out. Hey, but now, real talk.
Because first of all, she pissed me off, man. I'm gonna tell you that.
All right, let's get straight into it, man. Part one, man. Like, this is an overview of part one, man. She said they linked up on a dating site, and she didn't realize that they were friends on two dating sites at once. That's first red flag for her. She didn't realize that they were interacting on one dating site and another as well because he had a different name up there. All right, that's the first thing. And they met March 4th. They went on their first date on March 7th. That's 3 days. That's a 3-day span right there. All right. So on her way to the first date, she had a tire that blew out.
Mm-hmm.
He came. Go ahead.
Crazy part is we ignoring why her tire actually blew out.
Why is your tire bald in the first place?
I was waiting on you to finish with your intro.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Let's finish up part one, man. So her tire blew out. So she had a bald tire, and if you know anything about tires, they don't just bald overnight. He came to her rescue, paid for her tire, and then they still went on a date with her little chubby ass. And he paid for her food at the Cheesecake Factory.
He paid for the new tire too.
Paid for the tire and paid for the food after he done got down there and changed her tire and then went and bought her a new tire. All right, boom. So after the date or whatever, they went back to somebody's parking lot. I can't really remember whose parking lot they were sitting in the parking lot like 12 o'clock or something like that. And basically she said that they weren't dating to like have a one night stand or just friends with benefits. They both said they wanted to get married. And of course, that's what everybody gonna say on the first date.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah, that basically sums up part one. How y'all feel about part one, man? Let's go with D Major first, man. How you feel about that part one, man?
You don't tell nobody you want to marry him.
Don't you come with no bullshit. Either.
You don't tell nobody you want to marry him, bro. Like on the first date. Like the fuck kind of shit is that? Oh, that's a red flag for one.
It's some little hidden details that was in there too. You forgot, they got in the parking lot. He played the little John Legend song.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He a smooth operator. Now that I really think about it.
Yo,
He's
trying to let D Major finish, man.
My fault.
But
he's aggressive tonight.
You don't tell nobody, man. He got something on the chest. We trying to get it off, bro.
Some shit to say, don't he?
You got some shit you got to say, innit? That nigga ready, bro. Nah, you don't tell nobody, bro. You trying to get married on the first. Like, you don't even know this motherfucker, bro. You know for 3 days on a dating site, and you tell me you want to get married, bro. That's ain't no way. And then she agreeing with that shit too, like.
Nope, but they didn't say they wanted to get married. They basically both agreed that they weren't gonna be dating for they weren't hooking up just for one night stands, etc. They both said in the long run they want to get married.
Yeah.
And that's why I say, man, everybody say that shit on the first date.
Yeah, that's saying shit.
Come on, little fat girl. You got to be smart than that little fat girl.
Word.
Yeah.
Bro.
He was dumb.
That's all I got on that for that first part. That first part was pretty much just that ain't really what I want to get into, man. The other shit was crazy. So, yeah.
Fast.
That shit
All right.
wild, bro.
Champagne China, your part one, man. What's your take on part one?
My take on part one is she already just sounded dumb.
How she sound dumb in part one? Because I ain't really feel like she sound dumb in part one. She just kind of laid it out a little bit.
She did lay it out, but I can just all right, I won't say dumb. Just her greenness. He didn't came in, swooped in like the superhero.
Let's go.
Got the tire change. He paid for the tire. Held hands as they walking into the cheesecake factory. You already know it. She was like, before they even did that, she was like, as soon as we got off the phone, I text my homegirls, I got a date.
Yeah.
Right. Friday night at 8. What was that? Tuesday at 8. Can't be late.
She ain't used to the attention, so she already been green.
Yeah,
that's really what I took from it, because it was pretty normal for real. The little
right,
pretty normal, I would say, I guess.
Correct. All right, cool. Black Raindrops, man. Part one. Reesa Teesa, what's your input? What's your thoughts?
First of all, she pissed me off. And he pissed me off too, because he took advantage of a chick that knew fucking vulnerable.
But you don't know that. You got to back up. You don't know that yet. This is just part one.
You know that.
What the fuck you talking? It doesn't take a fucking rocket scientist to see and hear that right out of the gate, he knew that he was going to take advantage of her. Get the fuck out of here. You saw it on the.
I got her.
Right, but in part one, she basically took advantage of him because he bought a new tire and he paid for food.
That's true. But
so he's the person that
he was just keeping it playing.
Nah.
Yeah, but we talking about part one though. Part one, he all gravy.
He knew in the beginning what he was doing, is what I'm saying.
Probably.
He knew that he was setting up the shit for like long-term benefit.
Right. But she did too.
Yeah, but
they both mentioned that they were for a long time.
Did it for different reasons. Like she genuinely was looking for some sort of long-term situation, but he already knew right out of the gate that he was looking for like some kind of. He knew what he had to do short-term to get some long-term gain out of the situation. You know what I mean?
And she thought she did
football
too.
Player. Oh, hold on. He was a football player. She said the nigga was like what? 6'5",
6'5",
something like that.
Why would she think that? Why would she think that he chose her?
But we ain't got there yet, man. It's just part one, man. Based on part one.
That she called him and he showed up and he looked like his pictures, and she was happy that he was 6'4", 6'5", and he was handsome and all that shit, right? But she got caught up in the wrong shit.
Go ahead, bro.
So the thing is though, well, I guess I'll give my little input on part one and then we'll slide on to part two. My thing is like she's setting the stage like, okay, he's a bad guy, whatever. That's the narrative of the story. But based on part one, he did everything right.
Yeah, I was about to say
he did everything right.
Yeah,
but they want
that long-term gain that he was striving for.
Day one, he done spent $300-400. I don't know, because if you got one ball tire, he might have just spent like $50 in a tire, and based on how she looked, he probably spent about $300 at the Cheesecake Factory, but about $350 on the day. And that basically wraps up part one, you know what I'm saying? And I don't see nothing he did wrong in part one. I think they both have. And went home. But I think in part one, I think they both had hidden agendas or narratives, and she probably caught the short end of the stick.
I don't think she had a hidden agenda. I think he did. In my opinion, I feel like she was genuinely thinking that, damn, this could be a situation like a long-term type of situation.
It's a long-term situation with a dude with money because she would have never went out with him if he wouldn't have told her that he played arena football and all this. If he said he worked at McDonald's and she would have said, nah, that ain't what I'm looking for, that never went on a date. And we're gonna get into that a little later.
Word up.
Oh yeah. Because John Doe City Mike, he got a master plan for this conversation. I can tell. Right, trying to take it somewhere.
Let's go, man.
Let me tell you something about that whole situation. Like right out of the gate, this shit happens all the time.
Yeah.
Part one. Let's stick to part one, man.
I think the only thing that was weird to me out of all that, I think like you said, bro, I think he did everything right, but I think the holding hands part was the only thing that was a little bit off of me because you don't really do that. A lot of motherfuckers don't really do that on their first date and shit. Like you don't hold hands and shit like that. Like I ain't.
You don't even. That's what we saying. That's how you get someone like her. More actions like that.
Oh man, if she would have, if she would have met one of my brothers or cousins, I ain't gonna specify who exactly I'm talking to, but she would have been in a more fucked up position than that. Couple of my cousins would have had her ass in a mental hospital.
Or one of your brothers. But anyway, look.
Yeah.
You try that on the chick with some
I think part one started out, in my opinion, part one started out typically, like in a typical fashion. Every time when you go on the first date, the goal is to try to impress the person. I mean, that's just what happens on the first date. Mm-hmm. So you pull out all the stops and you say, "Oh, I'm this, I'm that, I got this, I got that, blah blah blah." Okay, that's typical. You know,
I wonder what you wore.
To me, it was overkill. He did too much, but because she was desperate,
she fell right in his trap. Like she fell right.
But I wonder, fellas, I wonder.
How did you not know that shit sounded too good on the first date?
I mean, the first day is always gonna sound good. Everybody gonna put butter on it. But if y'all watching, man, drop it in the comments, and I want to hear from you guys on the panel as well. What do you think she wore on the first date? What she wear on the first date, bro?
The same shit she wore on the second date.
What? Describe it. Let me get a description, man. What she wore? What she wore? He said tablecloth. Did he say tablecloth?
It depends on what time of the year.
I don't. Today,
like March or April or some shit like that.
Yeah, they went March. Kind of warm. Go ahead. Let's run it real quick. What did she wear? What did she wear? Black Raindrop.
Probably had on the dress. Probably had on some kind of sundress, some kind of dress that fucking covered up the shit that she didn't want him to see on the first date.
Right. And how was her hair? Black Raindrop.
Did you see her hair in the damn video?
How you think she had her hair? Because I seen her look like a football player, and I seen her look like she go to the salon every week.
Yeah, on a terrible ass weave. What the fuck you talking about?
Okay. Sundress, terrible ass weave. Hey, Champagne China, what do you think she wore on the first date, bro?
Sundress.
Sundress with a fucked up weave. What she had.
I'll be nice. She probably had like a little.
Don't be nice, nigga. Be honest.
Probably had like a nice little dress, one that you get off the Thanksgiving table.
Table.
Probably had some nice little sandals on. I don't know.
Why you keep putting the word nice in the front?
Nice little, yeah. Already. How you think
some big girls can dress?
How you think she wore her hair that day, Champagne Shana?
She definitely had on. She probably had a nice little wig on. Probably straight down with a bang.
What color was the wig?
She said a bang.
Brown.
Brown wig.
It up that day.
D Major, what she wore that day, man?
She definitely had a dress on for sure.
On the first date, she had a dress on.
Yeah, she probably had them. What's some shoes? Like she probably had on with no heels. She probably had like flats.
Them Spartan.
Oh, she definitely ain't had on no heels, bro.
Probably had on some Crocs.
No, she had on them Spartan sandals. You know, the ones that lace up.
Yeah,
that's she probably had on some of them.
Yeah,
that way, if you fall, you don't lose the shoe.
Exactly. What's gonna stick with her? Only problem with it is, you can just see this, just pressing through, like layer by layer. You know what I mean?
Right. So we all are. Well, all of y'all
wasn't even that. He probably wasn't even that tall. She
probably just
like
that short
because she was wearing Crocs. And she
right.
Was
out on Crocs.
He's probably more like 5'10".
Like average, like average height.
Yeah, because she was wearing Crocs or some shit like that, some flats or some shit.
So everybody, all of y'all agree that she wore a dress, some sort of wig, and some variation of a shoe that was not a heel. I bet. I'm gonna say she wore some leggings, some black leggings,
Heck nah.
with a little, what you call them, little shirts, a little dress that cover up a little bit, try to show that little meat down at the bottom.
Yeah.
Try to entice them a little bit. And I'm
now that you mentioned it,
I'm gonna go with a wig too.
Hard because of her self-esteem, maybe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then I'm gonna go with a wig. Yellow. I'm gonna go with a blonde wig. She had on a blonde wig, and what I envision, she probably looked like Smokey Mama.
Oh,
Friday. That's what I'm gonna go with for the first date, man.
I think she had a dress on, bro. I'm gonna tell you why later on when we get to the other episode, every part. I'm gonna tell you why I think she had a dress on.
We about to jump into part 2 real quick, but when he went over to buy that tire for her, and she handed him $2 and told him make it enough.
Yo, she was way too easily impressed with whatever he presented on the first.
Way too.
It sounded
most females would have been. I didn't say most, but a lot of females would have been.
I mean, first
change my tire, take me to Cheesecake Factory, all that. Yeah, hold my hand. Like,
but that's my point. Like, that was a red flag. You should have been.
Right.
You should have knew that was too much, too soon.
Right.
Like everything that's up, like here, it's got to deteriorate at some point. But if it starts here, it has to. The likelihood that it's going to increase or get better later on is better. But if it starts up here in the beginning on the first date, you gotta be smart enough. Like these women have to be smart enough to know that the shit is going to deteriorate at some point. So
everyone, because I think we spent entirely too much time on part 1 because part 1, it's just first date and everybody gonna put on the first date. Let's hop right in to part 2. If y'all watching, man, drop something in the comments. Let us know how y'all feel, what y'all think. It's all fun and games because all of this shit is allegedly. Let's go, man. Part 2, man. So part 2, it was like after the first date, and the first date was like 3 days after their first conversation. So, they got on the phone and decided to go on their first date 3 days after the first initial conversation. And only thing basically she said, they went to Cheesecake Factory, all this whoop 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 whoop. And when they were chilling back at the house or whoever's parking lot, apartment complex, or wherever they were, she was saying that he played some song by John Legend. And she couldn't really remember the song, and she was supposed to post the link to the song or the name of the song, which I don't think she did, or I wasn't looking. But she basically said that she thought that was a sign, basically a sign that they would get married after 3 days of the first conversation. That's she be throwing out red flags about him, but I think that's her first red flag. Like, how do you feel like that's a sign from God, or this song just came on out the blue and shit after the third day? All right. And a little further on that, man, just to breeze through part 2. he was talking about he played arena football and had this money, whoop de whoop. If you were that interested in that guy, why you never Googled his name to see if he actually played arena football? And anybody Google arena football superstar, anything, and I bet something's gonna pop up. She didn't do that. Red flag for you, Reesa Teesa. And then I'm just breezing through part two. 2 weeks later, she said that the COVID lockdown started and they moved in, or they was talking about moving in, who was gonna live with who's gonna live with who. But you gotta think, you're thinking 2 weeks later from the first date. The first conversation was 3 days before the first date. So you're talking about 17, 18 days into the whole shebang bang. They talking about who's gonna move in with who.
Damn, nigga, you sound like Black Raindrop. You long-winded like a
Let's go.
motherfucker, ain't you?
Let's go. Let's go. Now I'm just giving a rundown on it, and then we're gonna talk about it. All right. So 17 days into the whole shebang bang, they talking about who's gonna move in with who based on code because the COVID lockdown or whatever. He was still talking about how his company was paying for where he lived and he was looking to buy a house. She talking about she saw the proof some shit about him house hunting. She saw the proof of that, whatever. And at this point, 17 days into the whole shebang bang, they had no physical activity at this point. They hadn't had sex or anything at this point. You're talking about 17 days into it, right? All right, so note that they met March 1st, I meant 4th. They went on their first date March 17th. So you're looking towards the end of March with this, right? End of March. They hadn't had any physical contact at this point. All right. And we're almost done with this. All right, so he came to a house for the first time and she was like, oh, so he probably thought that she was a keeper because she had a nice townhouse, 3 bedroom or something like that. And
This
but
nigga telling the whole damn story. Like,
yeah, this is just part two. This is just part two, and then we're gonna run
I'm
it.
just talking shit. Y'all know how I do.
So she was saying like she basically said like, yo, so I probably messed up when I brought him to my house. He was staying in a studio apartment. He saw my 3 bedroom townhouse. Never mind that my tire was bald or whatever. Saying that's probably her bad for bringing him over there or whatnot. And something about it was cool because he's paying all the bills at the house and she ain't had a struggle with the bills and things of that sort. All right. What's your guys' take on part two?
I'm gonna start with the song. First of all, that song that's irrelevant, bro. Like you ain't a song could pop up randomly, bro. They ain't gotta be really no sign, bro. Especially not. Come on, what the fuck, bro? That shit dumb as hell, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's how I feel about it. That shit dumb as fuck, bro. Like you gonna let the song dictate if you gonna marry somebody and somebody just instantly for you off of a song that just magically popped up, bro. Like that shit ain't that's dead.
But
that's
even
dead to me.
Even if he did, he just keeping it player. Like
Nah.
if a girl played a song for me on the first day and it's like, well, let's get married today, I'm like, oh, you got plenty game now. You know what I mean?
I don't even understand shit because I think they could have been. I don't even understand what he was trying to get out of it because he didn't ask her for anything.
Correct.
He was just running his game.
We're getting it.
Like typically when people are like con men or con people, there's something in it for them.
Right.
They're running the game for a reason, but
but
from parts 1 through 5, he hasn't asked her for anything yet. It's almost like he's
putting out.
He's setting himself. He's laying the groundwork for like later on, and then he used the whole COVID shit to his benefit, but she did He didn't ask to move into her place.
But up to this point, so I don't want us to speculate and try to guess what happened in the end. Up to this point in part 2,
But it's all speculation because we're not there. We weren't a part of it. So
yeah, she's using him. She's using him at this point.
It do sound like Reese's Pieces is using him.
Yeah, she's using him at this point.
Why didn't he offer to for her to move into his spot?
I know because he was in a damn studio.
She ain't had no kids. I mean, she might not be able to fit in the studio, but or it might be upstairs or something like that. But it was enough. It was enough for 2 people. I was just saying, maybe he lived on the 3rd floor. Maybe that's why she couldn't go stay over there.
That motherfucker had to have an elevator.
There'd been too much work. What you trying to say?
Yeah. But
I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense that they would quarantine in her spot, 3-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom, depending, versus like a studio.
Right.
So like she pissed me off because she acted like she was a victim. You know what I mean? And she knew what she was getting into, and she went along with whatever, knowing that there were red flags for her own to satisfy her own agenda. You know what I mean? She ended up getting played in the end, but she had an agenda as well. They both had agendas, and
I mean, she knew it was
used
red
them to
flags.
satisfy her agenda. I mean, look at it. I mean,
I mean, she knew it was red flags. She kept saying it herself that she kept thinking some shit was going on.
She did, right?
Like,
she did keep saying that shit.
Yeah. I mean, ever since part 2.
Seems like she started that shit. Accountability.
I feel like
accountability for being dumb.
She don't want to take accountability for being played when she try to play somebody.
Exactly. That's my point. She was dumb because it's like she kept saying, "Oh, red flags, red flags, red flags." Okay, so why'd you stay in it? You're already established. You're already making your own fucking.
She's not established. She was not established. And I'm gonna go ahead and move a little further into part 2 is because, like, all right, so she said it was a struggle for her because she grew up in the church when he moved in, all this whoop de whoop, but she allowed it, she ignored it and allowed it to happen because he was paying all the bills. All right, the plot thickens.
Yeah, that's my point.
The plot thickens.
That's my point.
So who's playing who?
That's what I'm saying.
So who's playing who at this point?
Yeah,
I said in the beginning, they're both like had their own agendas, and they're both playing each other for whatever they needed from each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like he saw her as a mark. He's like, "Oh yeah, I could take advantage of this chick," and she saw him as someone that she had not been getting that level of attention from, like physically and the way he looked and blah, all the shit that he was saying. Blah, blah, blah. So she ignored all the red flags. He didn't even see any red flags. Oh, he saw green flags.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Everything that was wrong with her, he was like,
yeah. And everything that was wrong with him, she just ignored it to satisfy her own agenda. But they both had agendas, and they ignored all the red flags. To satisfy their own agendas. That's my opinion now. Allegedly, that's what happened.
Yeah, allegedly. And that's why we're doing this, because I feel like all 50 parts women could like relate to and things of that sort. But I feel like we're gonna take these 4 guys right here and we're gonna object, Your Honor, object.
Yeah, I got a I object t-shirt on Amazon.com. I'm trying to
go to Amazon, man. Y'all go to Amazon, type in DROWNII. Go to Amazon, type that in, apparel. If you don't know how to spell apparel, go to Google, type it in wrong, and Google will tell you how to spell it.
Right up. And that's
what I've been doing.
It's under the Shiner Lifestyle brand too.
The most crazy thing you were saying that I heard some women say that they think that she was the biggest dummy in the whole thing.
Well, she ended up being the biggest dummy. She didn't walk into it being the biggest dummy.
Okay,
And
yeah, yeah, like
also even in part two, because we still on part two. So like they had a conversation about buying a house, him buying a house. This was early in it. This is still in part two. And
Mhm.
she was talking about how through the COVID thing they were living together, and then he was still in the process of looking to buy a house, $750,000 that he got approved for. So at this point, they jumped into the conversation about, are you gonna buy that house for you, or are you buying that house for us? And my
Yeah,
question is, do you think the man brung that conversation up, or did she bring it up?
she definitely brought it up.
you know, her thousand self brought it up.
Yeah,
She definitely brought it up. No question about it. Because she was still riding that, like her perception of what the long term goal and the long, like what he presented as that could fit into her long term agenda. Because she had her long term agenda, so she was like, "Damn, he's saying all the right shit that satisfy my long term agenda." You know what I mean?
right,
And first of all, she was a dummy because she asked the wrong questions, or she didn't ask enough questions, because
correct.
clearly from the beginning a nigga was lying, or some parts of it weren't true. Clearly, I mean, you gotta ask some questions when it feels, when she kept saying like, oh, it started not feeling right. Okay, so when it starts to not feel right, that means there's something in your gut that's telling you that something doesn't feel right. That means you ask a different set of questions. You don't keep
Yeah, but
fucking asking the same question.
that's not in part two yet. She's not feeling skeptical yet, and we're gonna jump into that in the
Yeah, I think
part
you're right. I
three.
think that was
And
like part four or some shit like that. But
yeah, actually, almost like part three, but we're at the end of part two because basically at the end of part two, they was talking about buying a house. Who you buying it for, me and you, or you buying it for you? What we doing? And we all think that she initiated that conversation. I don't think he said, "I'm gonna buy this house for us," or whatever.
yeah,
Um, and then she also stated towards the end of part two is like, she refuses to have a baby in Riverdale,
yeah.
and
What the hell was that about?
yeah,
What the
all
fuck
of
does
that.
that mean?
Like,
You live there, but you refuse to have a baby there. Like, what the fuck does that mean?
and
That means
no,
she was trying to put some pressure on him
right,
to move them to a different or better area. So there's
and
more to the story, and
right,
that's what she pissed. That's
exactly,
why she pissed me off, because I'm
exactly,
like, you trying to make it seem like old boy was like he played you, but you're really trying to play him.
correct. That's how I feel. That's
You're
how
really
I
trying to
feel.
play him, and shit didn't work out the way you wanted it
Did
to work
didn't
out. So
work
now
out
all
the
of a
way
sudden,
you
now you
wanted it to work
salty. Now you salty.
because you're in the first month. Like, I can't emphasize this enough. You're in the first month of meeting this guy, and you're asking this guy, are you buying this house for you or for us? And then saying that she doesn't want to have a baby where she currently lives within the first month of meeting this guy.
Yeah.
That's part two. Part two summed up, man. Part three, man. He told her that he had a 750K mortgage approval. Um, and he got the money from like being smart, investing his money from arena football or whatever.
He's
And
showing paperwork.
yeah, showing the paperwork, but she also stated in part three that she lives paycheck to paycheck. All right, we'll come back to that paycheck to paycheck. So they contacted the realtor about purchasing a $750,000 house or something like that, and and the thing about that is, like I just stated, she said that she lives paycheck to paycheck. This is in the first month, first 4 or 5 weeks, something like that. You are not married to this guy. You are not married to this guy. So even if he does buy that house, that's his house.
That's his shit.
Correct. And then he told her he put an offer in on the house over in Douglasville in the outside of Riverdale. And this was in April of 2020. So we're not even 2 months into the whole shebang bang yet. Little Miss Stupid. Little Miss Stupid. Reesa Teesa is Little Miss Stupid at this point.
Well, she tried to be a gold digger without the qualifications.
There we go. There we go. Mm-hmm.
She didn't know how to handle, like, she didn't know how to handle the perceived gold digger situation.
Right.
And she found herself in a situation where she was like, "Oh shit."
That's called being out your body and getting out your makeup.
Yeah.
That's not
But
true.
she did like
your
she didn't she, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, she didn't have the qualifications to carry the gold digger situation through to the end. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if you look at her, I mean, she's intelligent enough to like, but is she really? Because first of all, why the fuck are you dating somebody or getting involved with somebody that's on Facebook dating? What the kind of shit is that? Like, that's dumb right there. Yeah, she can speak the game or know like she's intelligent enough to know what to say, but can you carry the situation? And she didn't have the qualifications, in my opinion. Even if he did play like what kind of football? Arena football.
Yeah.
Let's say he did play football in college. Let's say he looked the way he did on his pictures. He's 6'5", athletic and all that shit. Do you really think they didn't have other fucking option? He saw you as a mark, and you saw him as a mark, but you couldn't carry shit out.
Allegedly, because we're only at part 3 here, but you are absolutely correct. If you are talking about marrying anyone, having a baby with anyone, even if you don't Google him to see if he played arena football seriously or not, I mean, chicks, them motherfuckers that paid that $3 to run a background check on you.
Right.
You did none of the above. You dived straight into the situation. 6 weeks into the situation, you got him living at your house for one, for two, correct. And you're talking about having a baby with him, 2,
desperation,
getting married, 3, and finally you admitted to living paycheck to paycheck, but you're ready to move into a $750,000 house with him, and also admitted that you felt uncomfortable because you were a Christian, but you let it slide because he was paying the bills.
Yo, that chick pissed me off, man, because
she tried to play him.
I was thinking about this shit like earlier, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Like, whatever it is that you ended up dealing with in that situation, you deserved it. You owned it. You earned it because you knew what the fuck you were in. She was smart enough to know what the fuck she was dealing with, but she had her own agenda.
She had her own agenda.
She decided to like ignore what she calls now red flags. Get the fuck out of here. You knew there were red flags before the flags turned red, because you got a goddamn, if you had a stop sign, you got the yellow, you got the green, and then you got the red. Like, the same applies to the flags. If you got a problem with the person, or if you notice, she said she started keeping an what she call it, audio diary or some shit like that. Yeah. Yo,
that's in part 4.
No, but she pissed me off in part 1. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Get the fuck out of here. That's what people do. It's like when you meet people, you never know what the fuck you're gonna get, right? You just hope that you just throw a bunch of shit against the wall and hope for the best.
Correct.
That's all you can do. So once she got to a point to where she realized that it didn't work for her, she's grown. He's 42. I'm pretty sure she's in her mid to late 30s, and she might be in her 40s also.
Correct.
Then fucking, you got a problem with what you experiencing already. Then if you stay, then guess what? You deal with whatever comes along with.
Correct.
Stay.
Correct.
And she pissed me off because she's like, blah blah this other that. Yo, son, where's your responsibility? Like, where's your accountability?
Champagne Shiner, which one you want on? You want this one or
She
the other
pissed
one?
me off. My bad.
Nah, you good. Champagne Shiner is up here twice. Let me kick on for now.
My phone had died.
Oh, where? You cool, man.
Yeah, I'm curious to know what he got, what he has to say. What happened to Devils? I want your opinion on this shit too.
Yeah. I mean, up to this point, part three, up to part three, I feel like I still feel like she's trying to. I think she's trying to take advantage of him at this point in part three. And I don't, because at this point he's already fixed her car tire. He's already bought her food. And then at this point, he's moved into her house. And he's paying the bills for her. Like, he's paying the rent at her house, and we're not even 2 months in. He's paying her rent at her house, then fixed the tire for her, and fed her once that we know of.
But the question is, why was he doing it though?
We know.
I don't know. We're gonna get there though. We're gonna get there.
No, because I only seen up to 4.5. So my presumptions is though he looking for some what he thinks is stability for himself.
Oh man, yeah,
and vice versa, yeah.
But it appears
not doing it right. That's like she playing out of her body.
It appears that he's already stable. Like, what type of if he wasn't really financially stable, and this is just my POV. Oh man, I just let the comments come in through Facebook. I'm sorry, Facebook audience, we are just seeing the comments. I just had to let them come in.
Damn, you got a lot. Got some comments. Read them all.
No, I ain't gonna read them. It's all from my Haitian homeboy. What's up, Dr. Freshman? We are not gonna read your comments. Just keep on watching. We might read them at the end of the show.
Oh, well. I can hear you. I'll be right back.
Yeah, bet. Yeah. All right, Shauna. So up until this point, I'm not sure if he's gonna take advantage of her later on in the story or not, but at this point, she's definitely winning. She hasn't told us anything about anything she's done for him. She hasn't told us that she cooks for him, washes dishes. She hasn't told us anything that she's done up until this point. All she said what he does, and he pays the rent at her place. Yeah. So she's winning. Yeah. At this point. What's your input?
Yeah, and with you just saying that and pointing out that key stuff right there, she's the finesser, like we've been saying.
She's finessing.
She's the finesser. And I don't know, what we on part 4 or part 3 right now?
We're at part 4, man. We'll go ahead and roll into part 4, man, and you can pick up from there. Part 4, and we'll pick up from there.
What I remember her saying was something about her not understanding why somebody would lie about like the house and the paperwork and all these things and stuff like that. And so when I was hearing her say that, I was like, dang, why would somebody lie about that?
Yeah. I'm thinking that right now. I'm still thinking that right now. Like, what the hell going on, man?
But
are y'all kidding me? Y'all two pissing me off right now because, look, what are you talking about? People always lie and manipulate and are deceptive to satisfy. If that's what it takes to satisfy their own like agenda, you know what I mean? Like, not everybody does shit without malice intent. Some people don't give a fuck, and they just gonna do what they got to do to satisfy their agenda. They not everybody has like well, everybody has a moral compass, but not everybody fucking their moral compass is in line. Sometimes it's like, you know what I'm saying, and they do whatever they got to do to satisfy that agenda.
Right.
I don't feel like I think they were playing each other.
Absolutely. At this point, they were definitely playing their game. It was chess at this
Mm-hmm.
point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I completely
Sure.
agree, man. Part 4, man.
There
What
was some
happens if
shit she wanted out of it, and there was some shit he wanted out of it.
yeah. Now I think she ultimately got the short end of the stick. We'll get into that. I ain't finished watching it yet. We're gonna break it down and
Yeah, I got up to
walk through it with y'all. But
I didn't even I didn't even want to watch it anymore, to be honest with you, because she pissed me off. Because it's like, okay, so you got in this situation the same way everybody else gets in a situation, in a relationship or a situation, right? It's either it goes left or it goes fucking right. You know what I mean? Like,
it all,
she's no different
but it
than.
always that should go left or right for somebody in every relationship.
That's what I'm saying. She
Almost
got in
every
it.
relationship.
I mean, she got in it knowing that it could go left or it could go right. Either
He
way,
ain't
it
know
happens
that.
to everybody.
He ain't know
So
that.
now that you salty, now you wanna like fucking get 1,000,000 views, which is smart. I give her credit for that.
What's his side of the story?
We are his side of the story.
Exactly.
We are his side of the story. That's the whole purpose of this. We are
I got
him.
you. I see where you're going. I see where you're going. But look at her though. Like, look at her. I was listening to everything that he told her or sold her on, right?
Mm-hmm. All right,
He could have
but
said
hold
half
on,
of
hold on.
that shit.
Let me stop you. Let me stop you real quick and jump right back in. All right, part 4, man. He said he put down $350 or $500 down. On yeah, yeah. No. Part 4 was the appliances. Like he supposedly they already had the house and the fake house and all of that.
About getting it
And
inspected and all that stuff.
yeah. And part 4, they done went together. He done put down payment for them to store the appliances for the new house. And basically this is when April turns into May. So we're looking at the 2 months at this point. So
Damn,
they
with no
so
separation.
yeah, 2 months. He done fixed the tire, went to Cheesecake Factory, paid for her food, moved into her house, promised her that they made some sort of verbal agreement that they would buy the $750,000 house, and he is actually paying her bills at her home, and we're only at 2 months. All right, boom. So April turns into May, becomes 2 months. All of that has transpired. He lied to her, or allegedly lied to her, and May said that they couldn't get the home inspected because of COVID, and it's like 15 people ahead of them to get the house inspected. And it never happened. That's when she's supposedly started the audio diaries. Me personally, I feel like probably been recording this shit the whole time because she probably didn't believe this shit was happening as it was happening, and probably was documenting it or sending voice recordings to her friends. Almost done. Mid-May 2020, she found out she was pregnant. Okay, so
Yeah.
we're still in May.
That's when he got pregnant.
We are still in May. She is pregnant in May. Everybody watching, man, let's go back, man. They met March 4th. They went on their first date March 7th. He didn't move in till 2 weeks later. What does that make that? 7, 14, 21, towards the end of March. He didn't move into her house until the end of March. She stated that she did not, or they did not have sexual intercourse up until that point. So you got to look towards the end of March when she said she got pregnant. All right.
This
So
shit crazy.
Let's go back. Let's go back to part 4. May, she's pregnant.
She out here thinking she moving like an Instagram model. That's what this is.
What
Oh,
y'all
snap.
what y'all feel about that, bro?
Yo, first of all,
She trying to trap him.
Real quick. On her dime, she said that they hadn't had sexual intercourse up to the end of March. She is pregnant in May. So at best, she's 6 weeks pregnant.
She's trying to trap
I
him.
mean, go ahead, Sean.
She trying to trap him. Thought she had the meal ticket and all this. This is her thinking. She thinks she got the meal ticket, but she's sitting up here saying all this, trying to present to us like she the victim and all that. She ain't slick. You sit up here. First off, this man is I won't say your dream man, but he's everything that you ever thought you could want of in a man and all this stuff. He tall, this, that, and the third. You see, he telling you he got money, he got the right investments and all this stuff. First off, she know it's hard for people in her stature to get pregnant like that.
What's her
She was
stature?
really trying.
What's her stature?
Balcony built.
She say balcony built.
And what else? She seemed a little bit older too, the age of geriatrics and stuff like that. So that means she was trying. She tried to trap my dog, man.
First of all, let me tell y'all something.
Let's go, Black Raindrops.
She was never pregnant, in my opinion.
Let's go.
I think she was just trying to trap old boy because she thought she was making a come up. And like then she said in some of the episodes or the parts or whatever the fuck you want to call it, I wasn't used to getting this type of attention from these type of guys that was so attractive and had money and did this, did that, and the other. She was just trying to trap nigga. Then she said, "Oh well, I had a what she said? She had a miscarriage or a stillborn."
Oh, we ain't got there yet.
That's what she said.
I don't think I personally don't think she was ever pregnant. She was saying, well, my body changed and I started gaining weight. Yeah, because now, like anytime somebody starts dating in a new situation, everybody gains weight because now you're eating out all the time and you're doing shit that you didn't normally fucking do and you're spending all your time. Like, she wasn't fucking pregnant. Tell her I said, get the fuck out of here.
She wasn't pregnant. Black Raindrop says in part 4, she said she was pregnant and she was absolutely not pregnant.
Nope.
And part 4, Black Raindrops said it first, allegedly. All right. So check this out. First of all,
I don't like her. Let me just say that.
I don't like her either. I don't know why I don't like her. I just don't like her, bro.
Y'all keep calling her Reesa Teesa. Her name is Reese's Pieces.
Reese's Pieces. She kind of Eminem or something. But
I don't call her anything because
no shade on the big girls though, for real.
No, of course not. Never that.
But this one, yeah.
But this chick, she pissed me off, man. Cause I'm like, what are you talking about?
But she said,
grown ass woman.
Bro, check this out. So we had mid-May. They only been seeing each other for about 2 months, right? All right. And let's see what happened. The due date. She said that the due date, the doctor told her that the due date was in January. Let's do some math, man. May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January. So if the baby was due in January, then that means you went to the doctor and found out you was pregnant right around 1 month, which kind of doesn't add up. I was thinking towards 2 months.
Exactly.
Kind of really don't add up. Those dates don't really add up. Reesa Teesa, right? And then to cap that off, she said that when the doctor told her that the due date would be January, 8 months away. She also said that the doctor said it might be twins. How the hell the doctor know it might be twins in 1 month?
That's cap.
That's why she pisses me off.
She tried to put it on something that she don't think people know about. My what she say, my GSC, GCH or whatever levels
Yeah,
was
talking about
really
was
high.
high.
So the
Yeah.
doctor thought
Yeah,
they
she
might have
made
been
up those damn medical terms. I'm like, what the fuck are you even talking about?
because she know people ain't going to do their research.
Exactly.
Right. I mean, most people are not. That's what we here for, man. We here to expose him and her. We're here to expose all parties, man. And up to this point, part 4, man, it seems that the guy has not done anything wrong except lie to her about buying the house. And we can't prove that he lied to her. He
He
might have
probably
pulled
didn't even
out.
lie.
He probably
Didn't even lie
pulled out.
because maybe he didn't lie.
He
Maybe
probably he could have pulled out the situation.
he could have realized that she eat too many like chitlins and like
Hog maws.
hog maws, Twinkies, and he could have been like, "Yo." Once he started getting it, he could have been like, you smell too much like snacks from me," and maybe
Right. Hey,
maybe he could have decided to pull out. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Thanks.
and then she realized that she's like, oh shit, I got this platform. I've been getting some checks from, whatever platform she's been getting checks from. She's like, let me take this shit. Like,
Nah, this is
live.
2 years ago.
Yeah, what
She
are you
wasn't
talking
getting
about? She's
her,
been like,
her tires are still bald at this point.
oh yeah, that's true. Her tires were bald in the motherfucker. Talking about,
Hey,
and he
couple.
probably took it to a used tire shop and got a used tire for like $25, and she was like, "Oh
Right.
my god, that's so great."
It don't matter.
You remember what she said? He
Oh,
took me to this place that he know about the whole he know about part that to change everything. Oh, he got connections. She not even thinking about nothing else.
nah, he just Googled that shit on his way to
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Which is fine.
Somebody says get off the
All the
fact.
used tire dealerships.
Somebody said get off the fat girl jokes, and
Oh shit.
I'm gonna just say this. In any other podcast, we may get off the fat girl jokes, but we don't have any sponsors. We don't have to filter this. And also, I ain't gonna say she fat. I'm just gonna say she just don't fit in the whole screen.
Also, with that, it's not even about the jokes. That's part of the conversation. That's
It's
what
real
part of
life.
We're just
that's the
talking
part of
about
what's making her green. These decisions she making, all kinds of stuff. She not used to this quote unquote football player with this money and all this stuff.
exactly.
That's
Nah.
not the type of caliber of
Listen,
guy that she used to.
hold on. So why men can't say, "Oh yeah, man, she a little short, fat girl," but a woman can say, "Oh, he's tall and strong
Yeah,
built."
exactly.
Okay, get look,
Exactly.
sit
Tell
down,
him
little fat person.
tell him to get the fuck out of here. We don't want to hear that shit because
Right.
there's a double standard, and they always talking that bullshit. Like we can say what the fuck we want to say. They can say what they want to say, but we can't say like if you fat, you fat. I don't even like to even use that term. You know what I'm saying? It's not a
No, I
part
mean
of
you
my
could. I mean, we can call it whatever we
vocabulary.
want
But what I'm
to.
saying is, like, what made her think? Like, if you look at her, I'm not even. It has nothing to do with her weight. If you look at her whole like situation, her whole package, what the fuck makes her think that she could legitimately or had legitimately pull a fucking arena football player who she said looked just like his pictures, who
Right.
was blah blah blah, had all this money, could get a $750,000 house when she's living
And I
paycheck to paycheck. She
and I
got bald tires.
I
She had
bet
to
you.
pay for the tire and all that.
I
Like
bet
she
you.
needs to like in here think like
I bet you.
really? Did you
I bet you. I bet you. I bet you. I bet you. She talking about he looked exactly how he looked in all his pictures, and I bet you every picture she posted on every social media site, it was neck up,
From the neck up.
neck up. You gotta say it. You gotta say it all together, neck up.
you know what I think? I think old boy really liked it.
I don't think that shit. we're gonna get into that later.
Yeah,
But for now,
but
I don't
I
really
mean,
think.
he moved in
yeah,
a
because I'm
house
about to say
late.
I ain't even just putting it all on her. He
Yeah,
got an
right.
agenda
That's
too.
my point. I think he
So
really liked it.
yeah, we ain't just saying it like it's all on her. He pretty
Yeah,
sure he
no,
got some
no.
devious intentions. I just don't know him yet.
We haven't
Right,
gotten
This is
we
what I'm
definitely.
haven't
hearing.
gotten to
Up
we
to
haven't
this point.
gotten to him yet. But I think
Yeah,
he really liked it because he moved into a spot. He did change the tire. They had they had
yeah.
a baby together
They
and
ain't
all
had no
this other
baby
shit.
together.
No, I'm saying like they were about to. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah. But
And go ahead.
I mean, she's saying like, oh yeah, I should have known he was trying to use me and all this and that. But who moves in someone's house and pay their rent if they trying to use them?
Yeah, that's backwards.
Right. That's my
Yeah,
point.
You're supposed to be
Unless
moving
now,
into
no,
her house
hold
to
on
not
now.
pay no bills.
right.
No, now unless he remember now, like I said in the beginning, they both had their own personal agendas, right? So that was maybe that was a part of his short term agenda to lead to like satisfying a long term agenda. I don't know
That's
because I've
that's
only
it.
watched
I would
I've
say
only
that's a
watched like
very expensive.
6 parts, but yeah, that's why I'm saying like I
I
feel
would
like dude maybe he really did like it. But if
I
he
would say
didn't,
that's a very expensive hidden agenda.
just depends on what your household expenses are. He didn't pay all the bills. She said he just paid the household
He
expenses.
paid the
She said
household,
the rent was under 1,000. He paid
right?
electricity, I'm assuming, and like gas and water. I mean that isn't that much money.
The 3 bedroom she lived in with the rent under
But
1,000.
she said then,
Georgia.
but at the same time, she also said that took the financial strain off of her. She didn't have to worry. So that lets me know that she wasn't as well off as she probably portrayed herself to be when she met him. Reason
Yeah,
being,
I can
she
see that.
stated that when he
Mm.
saw the 3 bedroom house, he was thinking that she was the meal ticket. Come to find out, he was the
Right.
fucking meal ticket.
You're right. You're right.
That's
Cause
that's
this the
exactly.
stuff. This one. Ooh, about to
So
piss
I'm
me off.
saying they both like
Let's
Yeah.
had
go.
their own
She about to
agendas.
piss me
They're
off.
both
I'm
playing
sounding
each
like black
other.
raindrops right now.
Talk that shit, Shauna. Talk that shit,
Go ahead.
Shauna.
This what she
Go ahead.
did.
Get
She's
that
sitting
black
up there.
raindrops on, boy.
She's sitting up there trying to present herself like
Hold
she
on,
all well put together.
real quick. We got a YouTube comment says if you fat, you fat. Point blank. Go ahead, bro.
That was from Tommy, by the way.
Oh shit.
But like, yeah, she trying to present herself like she the victim. She got herself put together because she at the beginning she talking like she got it together and all that kind of stuff, but she leave out the little key details when you go back to the first episode. We talking about the tire. She left out the part where she's like, "Oh, but I don't really think I got enough to pay for it." He's like, "Don't worry, I got it." He ain't just come out of nowhere. It was like I got it. He said, "I'll take you to a spot." He ain't say I was
Yeah.
gonna pay it. She probably came off knowing she ain't had it, and she thinks she's slick. She
Yeah.
thinks she's slick.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I think well, first of all, what pissed me off also is that she complained that he was in a studio apartment. He was 40, 42 years old, no kids, no family. Who gives a shit if he was in a studio
That
apartment?
is a red flag, though.
No, but what I'm saying is if that's all he needed for his lifestyle.
Yeah. Not the apartment, none of that. That's but
No, I'm
the
just talking
But,
about I'm just saying like but
but
then she kind of complained about it and like she made him pick the lesser of like
she ain't even
or
think about
two
complaining
evils. She
about
made
it
him pick the better of two
till
evils.
her
And like
homegirl started making fun of her for it.
so
yeah,
let's think
it was kind of like she trying to clown
let's
him.
talk about this, man. What's the bigger red flag? A single man living in a studio apartment or a single woman living in a 3 bedroom?
A single
The
woman living
single
in a
woman
three
living in a
bedroom.
3 bedroom.
Let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. Reesa Teesa, I'm on your ass.
Three
Because
bedroom, no
they always
kids.
like women sometimes like we talking you say single like with no kids or with kids or what?
She don't got no
She
kids.
doesn't have any kids. Why are
No,
you in a
I'm
She
three
just
got a three
bedroom?
bedroom
yeah,
for.
no,
You
I
living
get it. I
check to
was just
check.
trying to like understand the scenario that you presented. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Yeah, no, the single woman in the 3 bedroom is a red flag because she's living above her means, in my opinion. She could be. And why do you need three
Is
bedrooms, 2.5 baths if you're single with no kids and no family? That's dumb.
correct. And do you think that she actually moved out of her friend's house or her mom's house or whatever and just went straight into a 3 bedroom, 2 bath by herself? Or do you think there was another situation beforehand that landed you into a 3 bedroom? Because if I'm shopping, I would probably get a 2 bedroom for me because that's enough space. Unless I have kids, then the kids get this extra room. So my question is, why does Reesa Teesa not have any kids? No one is there. Why is she going out purchasing a 3 bedroom? I mean, renting a 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom townhouse and can't afford to purchase her own tires?
I'm going to tell you why.
Ooh, go
Reese's
ahead, boy.
Pieces
Speak
did
on
that.
that.
Reese's Pieces did that because she the one out of her homegirls and all that stuff with no kids. So her homegirls got this kind of life and all this stuff, but she got to be able to present to her homegirls that she the one. She got a little bread. She got this nice little house and all this stuff. That's
Let's
where
go.
that come from. Living beyond your
Okay.
means.
Boy,
Okay.
you better
There we
talk
go.
that shit because I was thinking the same shit. I was
Yeah,
thinking she just wanted to try to like present, like
I'm grown.
yeah, like in the moment, she might have been in a position to where she could get this spot right. So she spent way more than she probably should have in that moment. But then later on, that job situation, that money situation might change. But now you're stuck in
You know how much she
this financial obligation. Doesn't mean you can still maintain
Mhm.
it. So when the old boy came along and he was like, "Yeah, I could pay the household expenses," she went along with it because she was struggling. Like what Shauna said earlier, she said she was living paycheck to paycheck, right?
Mm-hmm.
An old boy came along. She saw the red flags, but she was like, damn, you mean I don't have to pay my electricity, my rent, blah, blah, blah,
Right.
blah, blah. So she had her own agenda.
Mhm. You know
Right.
how
What
often she
pisses
go to
me
work?
off now,
Mm-hmm.
she on here talking shit about old boy like he played her. Now you tried to play
Try
him
to play him.
And got played.
You
Yeah.
know
and he
how
got
often
played.
she go to work talking about I got a 3 bedroom.
Yeah.
No, no, no. Imagine
And
how
that's
many times
a
that came out her mouth.
Then
and
she
that's
talking
gonna
shit about him being in a studio apartment. That's to me, that's smart for him to be in a studio apartment.
Yeah, he's being a
absolutely. I
genius.
mean, if it's just you,
Exactly.
What you gotta do that
hmm
for? That don't even make
that's
sense.
that's what I was asking. Like,
Somebody coming over there.
but you got to go back to the previous parts, and we're gonna do our wrap up on this thing.
She
But you got
pissed
to
me
go
off.
back. You got to go back. You got to roll back. She said that
Okay.
he thought that she was his meal ticket because she had a 3 bedroom. He had a studio.
And she was renting it though. She didn't even buy it.
Correct, correct. Ultimately, he ended up being used by her up to this point, part five. And that's why I chose this topic to do this podcast on, because even though she's saying that he's the bad guy, we'll get into that later. 5 parts in, he's been used.
On
And
multiple levels.
this comment got me thrown for a loop. Is that sarcasm?
She
I
she
don't
said
even read
her
comments. But
her self was her self esteem and confidence was through the roof. That's
That's
not on.
sarcasm, right?
I hope so.
Nah, I doubt it, man. Cause you know them big girls will fucking
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
they flaunt they shit, man.
Well,
All
first
right,
of all,
hold on,
okay.
let me finish reading it. Her self esteem and confidence was through the roof. That's not on her how she choose to shift her weight around. That's on him for falling fast into that. Absolutely correct, and it is on her for the same exact reasons.
Yeah. If he gotta be accountable, she gotta be accountable.
You try to run game on that man, and it didn't work. You got game ran on your ass, and now you mad.
Oh, I just think that
Go ahead, Black Raindrop.
I think the both of them are fucking dummies because they both had agendas and they both backfired on them. And whatever comes out of it is whatever comes out of it. You know, I saw up to like 6 parts of the shit and I got bored after 2. But I kept listening for the fucking for the sake of the podcast because I'm like, okay, why the fuck are we talking about this shit anyway? But it's a good subject and she pissed me off, but they're both dummies. Like they both have their own fucking like agendas. Rather there was malice intent involved on both sides and not it all backfired. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe she was ever pregnant anyway, to be honest with you.
But we ain't gonna go too far, man, because we gotta be able to stick it through 5 next
What the hell you eating?
episode. We're gonna do 5 through 15. He eating some cereal, man. You know, young boys.
That nigga eating Snoop Loops.
Young boys eat Snoop Loops. But yeah, next episode, man, we're gonna do 5 through 15. But recap 1 through 5, man. What you got, Champagne Shana? What you got, Black Raindrop? Recap 1 through 5.
I was pissed off in the first part, to be honest. And I didn't like her and the shit that she had to say from the beginning because it was very evident to me that she was trying to play old boy and then the shit didn't work out. Nah, she knew she had a platform to where she could try to get some fucking views and some followers and get a check or two. I think that's the only reason that she's even talking about this shit is because she knew she could get a check. I would love to hear his side of the story because I guarantee it's going to be very different than her version.
Very different.
A lot different.
Champagne Shana, your recap on 1 through 5. What do you think about what happened and based on what the facts that we got from 1 through 5, and what's your predictions for 5 through 15?
My predictions is okay. Actually, let me give it a recap real quick. So basically, what I've gathered is that she thought she got one. She's playing out of her league, but trying to act like she's in the league and trying to pull up one over on Buddy. Not saying Buddy's innocent because he clearly got an agenda here somewhere. Right. I just don't know what it is yet. Yeah. So, but she's finessing. She's embellishing the story to make herself sound like the victim because you doing all that really is making you look dumb.
Agreed.
I mean, you can't see all these things that's right in front of you. Now what I am still stuck on is because she did say something good. Well, why would somebody just lie about something like that?
Right.
Now that I do think, but I've seen niggas lie about anything. So I can't even say that.
Then, go ahead, bro.
But then as far as predictions, something and this is all in a month and a half, by the way.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing. But as far as predictions wise, something crazy is gonna happen to where when the story do start actually looking like she the victim, it's gonna be something dramatic or something.
Looking like she the victim. She tried to play the victim role like right out of the gate. First of all,
but right now,
like if he was really trying to get something from her, like when he said, "Oh yeah, this mortgage isn't gonna go through," something with the credit. Oh no, something with the interest rate. Obviously, that's tied into like credit score, right? She never said that he asked her to sign on or to like put the shit in her name. You know, he never asked her to do that. He was like, yo, let me talk to my homeboy who's a realtor and see if we could find a different spot. He never asked He never said, "Oh yeah, I need you to put it in your name," or "I need you to give me another extra 10,000 of cash out the
She
401k." Or
she
any of
didn't
that.
do anything.
He never did that. Based on her story, now,
Mm-hmm.
like, so was he?
But that's what we here
She
for.
was trying to make the come up,
She was definitely trying to make the come up.
for sure.
My recap on 1 through 5, man. How do you come from telling us that uh you live check to check to moving a man into your home within a 1 to 2 month period, planning to have a baby with him, actually getting pregnant, and deciding to purchase a $750,000 home with him within 2 months from check to check to a $750,000 home, man. This is Word on the Street podcast, man. This is the Reesa Teesa intervention. This is the Reesa Teesa objection. This is the Reesa Teesa holla at us, fat girl. What's happening? How you do all of that in 2 months? Go from a bald tire, one bald tire, to committing to a $750,000 home with the guy that you are not married to, and then decide to make a whole 50 series
What?
piece on him saying he was the bad person. To be continued, man. We're gonna dissect 5 through 15. What you guys got for me, man?
Well, first of all, I think she's a dummy. He's a dummy, but she's smarter. She's a smarter dummy because guess what? Now she has all this material to like put on all these social media platforms. I hate saying social media platforms, and now she's getting a check, regardless of what happened in the end. But she's smart because she's getting a check now. Like her, like did y'all see that shit just on TikTok? It was like 1.5 million views on this shit. So she was a dummy in the beginning, but hey, that whole situation gave her the content to like to capitalize.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Dummies are smart too, man. Clock is broken clock is right twice a day, man. Champagne Shiner, man. What you got on closing?
On closing.
Talk that shit. Don't be
Can't
holding
wait to
back.
see. Can't wait to see how this really turned out because she did this for 50 parts. So that means him and her been dumb for a long time apparently.
The only reason she's done it for the 50 parts is because she got 1.2 million views on the first part.
Yeah,
so of course she's gonna keep doing it. Of course she's gonna keep coming up with content because she's getting a check. You talking 1.5, 1.2, 1.7 million views. There's some kind of check. So she's just talking about a normal situation that most people deal with in regular life. But it's like when the check is involved, of course she's going to keep talking about it and playing the victim role.
And
why wouldn't she?
And that's
she
how
had
I'm
bald
gonna.
Tires.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
She had bald tires, and oh boy, they changed the tire and bought a tire. Now she's at 1.5 million views, and all these platforms are sending her checks. Of course, she's gonna keep talking about it. Why wouldn't she? It's like those R&B artists that they put out a song about the issues that they're dealing with in relationships. Then they go platinum. Then they're like, oh shit, I gotta keep doing this because the checks come with being platinum.
Right.
So even though this isn't really how I live my life, I gotta keep having people write these songs. I gotta keep writing these types of songs because that's where the check comes from.
Right. I feel like there's a thin line there because before she even realized that it was gonna be popular, I mean, I'm a kind of flip it a little bit. I think she got on. I think she got onto the TikTok or started recording her videos with basically just like her perspective of what happened. And I also feel like a lot of times, it's like two sides to a story.
Three sides to every story.
Right. She dropped her side of the story, and what we're getting here is her side only. her side only. And then what happened is she's like, oh, this shit catching on. We're getting some views.
Exactly.
So at that point, I'm feeling like she's saying, okay, let's soup this thing up a little bit.
Exactly. For sure.
And I'm also feeling like I hadn't even got past like part 14, 15 or something like that. But at that point, you're seeing the millions of views coming in. And I think the story gets more and more fake and false as it goes.
But I still, even though I'm saying what I'm saying, like after watching part 1 through 5 or 1 through 6 or whatever it was, I still feel like in the end, she's going to reveal like a whole different person in him than what we think he brought to the table. Like at this point,
right?
He's gonna magically transform into this demon out of nowhere.
Yeah, there's more like, but thus far, this is how.
Yeah.
Like I'm feeling, but I still feel like in the end,
right?
There's a whole bunch of other shit about him, and then when the time comes, we'll get in his shit too.
Yeah, it feels like it. Yeah, but up until this point, hey, we got a comment.
She could be crazy. She could be the one.
Right, absolutely. She could have made this whole thing up. Like this guy could possibly never exist. She could just be. She could be just a good author. Like she best-selling book writer.
I'm so glad you said that shit. I was thinking about that shit earlier today. I was like, this shit seems like a fucking, like, what do they call them?
Autobiography?
No. You know, when like black authors write books, they call them
urban.
That type of shit.
Like an urban novel type thing.
Yeah, like some shit that like one of those authors would have written
Triple Crown books.
Tyler Perry type shit.
Yeah.
That would have written. Like it's too like
dramatic. It's too one-sided. It's too so much.
You know what I mean?
And then there's like even if this was the story, like, and it actually happened exactly the way she said it happened, it takes a certain type of person to deliver it the way that she delivers it. She leaves slots open. She leaves the mind wandering on purpose because you basically could have told this whole story in 5 minutes or so.
Exactly.
But
the checks come. The checks come.
She's like the ultimate storyteller. You can't do something like this by mistake. Not this good.
Yeah, no, there might be some truth to it. And it may not even be her own story.
Right.
But then when she dropped part 1 and she got 1 million views, like why the fuck wouldn't she drop part 2?
Let's go.
Why wouldn't she? Like the checks come in every month. She'll probably, and then after this, when she moves into a next relationship, she'll probably fucking start a whole other series.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Oh, ain't nobody else dating her ass after this.
No, I'm saying she might switch it up. Now that she has the audience, she has the views. In order to keep the checks coming in,
she gotta do something else.
Yeah, it's like she's basically being Tyler Perry on social media.
Absolutely.
No, shouts out to Tyler Perry, for all his successes, but I don't know. It's yet to be seen. If I haven't decided yet if I think it's true. I've yet to decide if I think it's true or if I think it's a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, I gotta see all the other parts.
I didn't want to listen anymore after the first episode, but
all she does is say, like, she'll lure you into the conversation. She'll be like, "We'll get into that later." Even if the story is true or false, like, you have to be skilled in order to bait someone along that long.
Because them people watching it, the girls is like, oh no, I gotta stay around. I gotta hear what she talking about.
Yeah.
When she talking about, we get into that later.
Yeah, soap opera. She's crazy with soap opera.
Reesa
Think about every
Teesa,
soap opera you've ever heard about or seen.
yeah,
It's the same thing. They say, oh, next time, blah blah blah.
yeah,
This is
she,
what you can expect. Which
yeah.
is that's why I'm saying like she's a dummy and he's a dummy, but she's smarter because now she's monetizing on the story. You know what I'm saying?
But
Like
the
she found a way to make bread, and
he dummy might not even be a real person.
that makes her even smarter.
Yeah. Hey, Reese
Just
TC,
my
man,
opinion now.
holla at us, man. Holla at us. Hit me in my DM. I got some family members that'll blow your back out, man. All of
What?
that good stuff. I got some family
Holla at me.
members. Got
I
some
ain't got
family
nothing
members that'll blow
going
your
on.
back out.
Talk him up.
All you gotta do is shout them out on your TikTok and your YouTube. Got some cousins, uncles, family members that'll just blow your back straight out for you. I understand everything. You know, you tired of these dudes, all of that. You know, Reese Teesa, holler at us, man. Word on the Street podcast. We will get you where you need to be, baby.
I tell you one thing about Reesa
He'll get you a
Teesa.
nice house.
I tell you one thing about Reesa Teesa.
What
She's
about her?
she's not a dummy. She's smart.
Exactly. How the
She's
hell
getting
you
those, she's getting those 1 million
right?
view paychecks.
But
So
she
regardless if it's true or
but
if
she's
it's all
acting like
fabricated or
but
not,
she's acting so stupid throughout the whole situation.
who gives a fuck if she's getting a $10,000 check every month?
She also articulates her words in a manner that doesn't come off
And she
as
doing it while
like,
driving from what I've
Well,
yo,
she
seen
makes
so
it
far.
believable.
right. All right,
She
man.
articulates it in a way that makes it believable, which is why
Absolutely.
everybody, like over 1 million people are talking about it, which is why we're talking about it tonight. Like
Which is why we need a
she articulates it in a way to where it's like believable enough. You know what I'm saying? Because she's smart.
mhm.
But the
And
shit might be true.
I think she
I've only
lying.
watched
Uh,
seven. I watched
uh,
7 parts.
I
And
ain't
it
gonna I
sounds
ain't gonna say
believable, but it could not be believable.
I mean, it does sound believable, and I think it is partly true, but I think it's from her perspective. And you know how some people just look at things like so one-sided,
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, the family don't mess with me no more, if then whoop de whoop, and they
Yeah.
don't
They
realize
don't,
like
they don't
like
consider
motherfucker, we
baby
don't fuck
feelings.
with you because you come over here and be stealing everybody's stuff. That's why you're not invited to the cookouts because you be in people's
I
pocketbooks.
always want to tell
You know what I
one
mean? It's
part of the
one
story.
side. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just feel like it's very one sided.
yeah, for sure, for sure. But hey, shout out to Reesa Teesa for real,
Shout
because
out.
hey, she found a way to get a fucking million views on her
No,
story. Rather it's fabricated or if it's real or not, who gives a fuck?
long
Nothing
story
on
short.
social media is real any fucking way, in my opinion.
It's a
And
word on the street podcast.
I just deleted my fucking like Instagram, and because I don't believe any of that shit is real because it's all bullshit. So if she found out a way to make money off of it, whether it's real or not, shout out to her. In my That's just my opinion. But if the
Yeah.
story's real, it's fucked up on both of their parts. You know, she had an agenda, he had an agenda, and all the shit it imploded,
Cha-
and none of it
Champagne
worked
shot.
out. She didn't
Champagne
get a
shot.
fucking check. He didn't get a check. So who cares?
Yes,
Go
sir.
ahead. Go ahead and tell them to wrap it up. Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, man.
Yes,
All
sir. Word on the
Y'all
street
niggas know
podcast. Shout
you
out
knew I
Reese's
was a
Pieces.
talker before you asked me to come on here.
Hey, we want to talk about this, man. We want to go longer and longer and longer, but you know, we're gonna try to cut it down so you guys can
How many
watch the whole
comments you
entire
have? You
show.
have any comments to read?
No, we don't have any comments.
But then
Everybody
you
went
want
to
to talk
sleep.
about
Everybody done went to sleep, man. We gotta cut it short, man. We gotta cut them shorter and shorter and
yeah,
shorter.
word.
That way they can watch the whole entire show.
Yeah, that's just it.
Nobody's about to watch this hour and 34 minutes. It's gonna probably take me a week to go back and watch the whole thing.
So tomorrow, if you want to do like
5 through
a
15.
little quick thing, like a little 5-minute thing, I can get on here and I can talk what I can say whatever the hell I want to say about this situation because I got more to say about
it. All right, you can do that, man. Word on the Street podcast, man. It's your boy Doe, man, aka City Mike, man. Ill Will Studios, Word on the Street podcast. Boy Champagne Shiner, man.
What up,
Number one Shiner, man. Go ahead, Champagne Shiner, and close them out.
Yes, sir. Boy Champagne.
Hey, tell Jody to get on the camera real quick.
He already left. The boy Champagne Shiner, Word on the Street podcast. We getting it. Shout out Reese's Pieces. We out. Why you laugh? Shout out Reesa Teesa. I met. She fabricating. She flogging. But you know, she get her bread. And I'm out with it. Go Black Raindrops.
Your word. Y'all already know Black Raindrops. Amazon.com. Drawley Apparel. Get your merch. You know what I'm saying? But let me tell you something about this Reesa. What's her name? Reesa Teesa. You're the like. If this story is true, you're the dummy to me. I don't give a fuck. You're the dummy, and both of y'all dummies. But you're the dummy in the end. But I'm gonna give you your props for finding a way to take that story and like find a way to make some money. So shout out to you. But you're still a dummy.
Already, man. We appreciate you guys for tuning in, man.
Shout out to me.
Friend.
Like hit me up if you want to have a phone call about it. If you want to have a conversation about it, hit me up.
Yes, sir. Like, comment, subscribe, man. You already know, man. And actually do it. We need some viewers. You understand? Yeah, man. I think that's about it. And we out.
I'll turn the bank, cause motherfuckers around here done learn the game. I'm from the land of no return, where they sip that shit. Yeah, they sip and swerve. I'm so high that I might just clip the curb and then flip the whip like I flip the words. I've been wishing I could give y'all more content. My time keeps on slipping, so I ain't get my people new rhymes, yeah. And they're like, where the fuck you go? Why the hell you went missing? I've been wishing I could give y'all more content. My time keeps on slipping, so I ain't get my people new rhymes, yeah. And they're like, where the fuck you go? Why the hell you went missing? Ain't it funny how money can make some of us daydream? I wonder if one of us gonna make it to great things. If I had the bread to spend, I put it all on my kin. If it was up